Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday evening Facebook Live. My name is Sarah Edwards. I come to you guys live every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 to show you a fun new project. So I obviously was not here all last week. I have no idea what I had, but it literally knocked me on my caboose. It was brutal. It was not fun at all. But I am feeling a lot better. I can kind of work an hour or two and then I need to go take a 4-hour nap. But besides that, I love naps, so it doesn't really bother me to go in and take a little nap. And thank goodness I am literally like 99.9% done for next weekend's retreat. So it wasn't tragic that I haven't been able to get out here and work. I did miss getting a card class out on time, but I did text everybody, so they were all very patient with me, so thank you very much for all of the well wishes and the text messages and stuff. I am feeling a lot better. I did venture out to get my hair done today, and then I came home and took a 4-hour nap, and then I'm out here doing the live, and I'll probably go in and go straight to bed. But other than that, I am feeling a million times better. So good evening, Anna. Thank you. Hello, Monique. So today's project, I decided to do it is called Ringed with Nature bundle. It's one of the hybrid hybrid bundles. It comes with the die and the embossing folder that you can use together. So I'm going to show you guys how to play with that. And my original card is put on crooked, but it's okay because that's the way my life has been the last week and a half, is a little crooked. So I figured, why not? I didn't remake it because it happens, and I'm still going to send it out because I need some Get Well cards, and that's one of the cards that I did today is a Get Well card. So anyway, let me point you over, and we're going to get started. Good evening, Jill. How are you? So let me just triple check and make sure we are live on Facebook. I have my iPad over here, so there it is. So we are good to go. Let me bring in the stamp set we are going to be playing with. So this is the Ring with Nature. I love this sentiment. I love this Get Well Soon. There's so many people that are getting this crud, and I need a lot of Get Well cards. I am going to do Thinking of You as well, because I think that could be used for a Get Well card as well. But these are the dies. So let me bring this in. So this is the way it comes. And this larger die fits inside the embossing folder, and I'll show you how to use that in a second. And then these little pieces, they fit inside these guys where you can write your stamp your sentiment on. So this is what we're playing with. Let me show you what it looks like in the catalog. So on page 62, this is what it looks like, and this is the two-toned of the little wood pieces, the little wood grains that you can use, how I was mentioning. You cut one out, and then the other one fits on the inside. It is a very fun set. I haven't done a lot with it. I actually just opened it to do the Facebook Live, but I think it's going to be super fun. And then I brought over the Celebration catalog because one of the designer series paper actually matches that set. And I should have flagged it, but I didn't. The Ringed with Love 12 by 12, it's free with a $50 order. This coordinates really well with the stamp set and the dies. So let's see. Hello, Heather and Marie, Valerie. Hello, everybody. And then here is the designer series paper. And I think I'm missing a couple sheets out of this pack just because I've already used it, but you get the gist of what it looks like. And you actually get a Christmas design as well. Let me flip it over. We used this in card class a couple Saturdays ago with the deer set, and it was so fun. And I actually think this will cut out the images on this paper as well. So this is the opposite side. This is so beautiful. I love it. So there's the paper that you can get for free with any $50 order. So let's bring in the card we're going to be making. So you can't laugh at me because it is a little crooked, but I still used it. This little guy's offset a little bit, but it doesn't matter. And the design or the cardstock that's in here, it didn't show that it was Pool Party, but I really thought the Pool Party just kind of accented the colors in the designer series paper. So I brought in a little bit of Pool Party as well. Okay, let's get started. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to bring in the 3D embossing folder. This is going to line up, let me flip this over. This is going to line up right inside the die. Or the die is going to fit right inside the embossing folder, just like that. And it has the little ridges on the inside, so it's not going to go anywhere. And I am going to do Thinking of You with this card. So I'm just going to see which one it fits better in. So it's a little small for that one. I think it's going to fit in this one a little bit better. So I want to concentrate and make sure that I get this wood grain. So I'm just going to come down here and put my piece of, oh, I just lost the name of it. I'll think of it. It's not Sahara Sand. Oh, anyway, I'll think of it. Okay, I'm going to set that aside and just bring in my embossing machine really quick. You only want the bottom plate and this gray number 4 plate to run this because it is a 3D. And you could really put your cardstock in, you could make it a little bit bigger, so you're going to cut out all of these guys. I only want this piece for right now, so I'm just going to make sure to cut that one. All these guys are going to pop out though. So we're going to run this through. Now I'm just going to set this aside because we're going to use it a couple more times. So now you have your negative image, and then you have all of these little pieces that pop out. And you can really still use this and just put it at the bottom of your card and do your sentiment on the inside, or just cut your paper a little bit bigger. Okay, so I'm going to take the die out, and now I'm going to go ahead and put in just the paper so I get the embossed version of it. So I'm going to run this through again. There's a couple little steps to this guy. So yes, Marie, the plates do warp after use. It's just one of those things that I kind of like think of it like mascara. It doesn't last forever. Okay, so here is the embossed version, and then here is the part that cuts them all out. And we just need one more piece. So I probably should have did this originally with the first cut, but that's okay. Let's see. Got to make sure you're putting it on the right way. And this one, oh, I'm so sorry. I only want to cut this piece out because this is what we're going to do our sentiment. We don't want the little ridges. Embossing machine one more time. And this one you're going to use all your plates. And I think I forgot the 2 pieces that go on top. Let me grab those really quick. They're right on my table. I have my earbuds in, so I can actually talk to you guys while I'm walking in here. And you can still hear me. Okay. So we're going to put one plate underneath. And then that piece is going to go on top. And we're going to run this through. The other card I have, I already pre-prepped everything, but I just wanted to show you guys how cool this is to really use from start to finish. Okay, so let's grab our pieces. And this lines up. You just kind of have to wiggle it around to find exactly the way it lines. I think that might be it. Perfect. And then we're definitely using that. These pieces you can save for something else if you wanted to. So let's scoop those out of the way and bring in Poppy Parade. So this is 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it right in half at 4 1/4. Soft suede. That's what that color is. I knew I would think of it. So we're going to use our soft suede layer. And before we layer it down, I want to put a piece of ribbon around it. So let's find, this is our new, it's kind of a very vanilla with the gold trim around the edge. And because this is very vanilla, I thought it worked really well with it. So you're going to grab a mini glue dots. Peel that off and wrap this around. Give it a little haircut. Good evening, Darlene. How are you? Put another mini glue dot on the back. Oh, okay, let me make sure it got stuck on there. And now we can glue this down. It's a very simple card, but I loved the way that the 3D embossing and how it cuts and embosses. I thought it was pretty spectacular. And I don't use the soft suede very often, so I thought since it was in the designer series paper, we might as well use it. And because this is kind of a 3D look, you do want to make sure that you put enough adhesive on the back of it and hold it down for a split second or two just to make sure it stays secure. So this one is a piece of our cardstock, and it measures 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. And our designer series paper is 4 inches by 3 inches. So we're just going to layer these together. Jessica, it is definitely super cute. I'm going to play with it a lot during the retreats. Can you believe the retreat is only a few more sleeps away? It's crazy how fast it's come. So there we go. And I went ahead and just glued this down flat to the card, and I popped up the sentiments. I didn't want to have too much, too thick going through the mail in case they charged extra. So I went ahead and glued this down, and I'm not completely centering it because I want to put a bow right over here to the left. So hopefully it's not crooked like my original one, but if it is, it's okay. We are still going to go with it. I'm going to tie a quick bow. So how I do it is I make 2 bunny ears. I make the back side a little bit longer than the front side, and then I flip them over, tuck this through, and then this little piece I just flip over to the back, and then I just kind of maneuver it to get it to the size I want. And having the one tiny end makes it where you don't have so much waste on the one side. So just going to banner that over here. Do the same thing to this side. Perfect. Grab another mini glue dots. And we're going to put this right here. And now all we have to do is our sentiments. So I did bring in my Poppy Parade ink, and I am doing the Thinking of You. I'm going to try to do this a little bit higher because I want to do Get Well Soon on the bottom as well. So Thinking of You. Perfect. And then I have my Get Well. That's upside down. And it looks like it's going to fit perfectly. On my original card, I did the Get Well up top, and then I re-inked it and stamped the Soon on the bottom because that was a kind of tiny die. So let me stand on my tippy toes so I can make sure this is going to work. And cross our fingers. And it did. Yay! And you know what? I have my blending brush here. I'm going to add a little bit of ink. I'm going to color the edge just a smidgen. Well, that was a little bit more than a smidgen, but that's okay. I actually just saw it sitting there, so I thought I would use it. So Thinking of You, Get Well Soon. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. There we go. Let's flip that over and hold that down for a second, and we'll grab some dimensionals. I thought for a quick second it was going to storm tonight, but it looks like we're just getting a bunch of dirt. Nothing super exciting. So we could put that in the center. We could put it over off to the side, but I actually think I like that in the center. So there we go. Look how quick and easy this card was to put together. Once you had everything all cut and ran through the embossing machine. It actually wasn't tragic having to do it from start to finish, but I wanted to show you how cool this hybrid set is and how fun it is that it fits inside the dies, or the die fits inside. You just have to remember which side it goes on. Don't force it through your embossing machine. If you happen to try to put it on the other direction and it's not working, don't run this through because it'll indent your embossing folder where it's not supposed to be. So just kind of take your time, and it does fit nice and neat in there. I am pushing it around and it doesn't move very well. So there is a right and a wrong way to put this in. Okay, so let's work on the next card. So the next one I brought in was Evening Evergreen. That is another one of the colors that's in the Designer Series paper pack. And I didn't bring the basic white to go on the inside, but I'll do that later. But because it's a dark color cardstock, I always put a white piece on the inside. So there's our card base, and I've already run through. Well, something is not quite right, but that's okay. Let me grab my little trimmer. Let me grab it. But I can still talk to you because my earbuds are in. I don't know if my cardstock is a little wonky or if my layer is a little wonky. So let's just figure it out. So it's supposed to be 5 1/4. So it was my cardstock that was a little wonky. But that was an easy fix. So now that looks beautiful. And I brought in, they carried this ribbon over. It is the Evening Evergreen and our basic white ribbon. So they did carry it over, so I was excited about that. So I'm going to put mini glue dots. So is anybody excited to now play with this set? Did you totally overlook it in the catalog? I actually just got it in the mail a couple days ago, so I haven't been in my studio much to play with it today, but I definitely am going to be doing a lot with it, I think. So I'm going to put some adhesive on the back, and I definitely would use a stronger adhesive with this. I'm not 100% sure just a snail adhesive would hold this because it's such a 3D I don't know. It's hard to describe, but I would definitely use your Tombow glue or even tear tape just to make sure that holds down really well. And I love the little birds. I thought the little birds were super cute. I'm just going to attach this piece. And the Evening Evergreen is on the top little heads of the birds. And you could really do this one in the blues. I think it's Night and Navy and one other color. But that would look beautiful with the Night and Navy and the yellow. I love blue and yellow together. Tie a little bow. And then just pull down till you get the size you want. I don't think you could have an ugly bow. I think all bows are absolutely phenomenal. Yes, Jill, the birds are super cute. And the home one, I saw somebody do one online that it was a welcome home. So it could be for a baby. It really could be anything using the Home Designer Series paper in this set. Oh, it's so cute. Possibilities are endless. Okay, so let's stamp on this little guy. I have the Evening Evergreen, and I am going to do this one a Get Well Soon. So let me clean off my stamp set really quick. Where's my, oh, there it is. I just want to clean this off, and I want to show you how I did the two-step. I did the Get Well up top and then the Soon on the bottom. So I have this Post-it note tape, and if you haven't gotten any of this, it's pretty spectacular. It holds your dies in place, and it'll act as a barrier for when you're stamping, like I'm getting ready to show you. So I'm going to ink up the Get Well. I'm not going to ink up the Soon. So I inked up the Get Well, and I'm going to come over here and stamp it. Hopefully it's even, because this is a tiny little piece and it's hard to see. Perfect. So now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to ink up the Soon. And I'm going to take my little tape and I'm going to cover up the Get Well. So now when I go in to stamp, I can just stamp the Soon right at the bottom. There you go. And you can reuse this if you want. I think I got the little tape off Amazon. It's called Post-it Notes cover-up tape. So I just got that off Amazon, and it is pretty spectacular. So let's pick this up and glue this down. Make sure it fits in the center. Perfect. Let's flip that over, put some dimensionals on the back, and we are done with another card. Oops. I didn't let that sit and dry long enough. That, or I didn't put enough adhesive on the back of it. And I don't want to cover up any of the birds, so on this one, had I put it in the center, it would have covered up the little mushrooms, and I really liked those mushrooms, so that's why I put it down at the bottom. But the way I cut this designer series paper, I think I might be able to fit it right here, so I'm not covering up any of the little birdies. There we go. Super cute and fun, and a little outside the box, with the bow being off to the left and this not quite being centered, but I really like it. And I have plenty of designer series paper left over to do matching envelopes. I did bring them over to do, but I will definitely be doing those. So there are your cards, and I don't honestly use the soft suede very often, but I love the soft suede with this designer series paper. And I'm not usually a brown and white type of girl. I love cream and brown together, but I love the contrast of these cards. So hopefully you guys did too. That was your live for this evening. That took a lot out of me, but I'm so glad to be back, and I'm so glad to be feeling a million times better than last week. And I'm looking forward to the retreat. The retreat doesn't start until Thursday, but you can come as early as Monday to start kind of setting up your table and start crafting. And I was texting with one of my girlfriends, Erin, today that she's coming to the retreat. And she's like, I can't wait just to sit and laugh and cry and have a good time with free air conditioning. Woohoo! Can't wait for that. And just to be around people that love to craft. So I am so excited, and I cannot wait for Monday to roll around. I did prep a couple extras, so if your last minute plans have changed, you can definitely still come. Just reach out, and I will get your place all set up for you. Okay. If you need anything, let me know. I will be back Thursday at 7 for another live, fingers crossed. But yes, I should be back on Thursday. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night. Bye-bye.